Here's a slide about the commodity price trap, but if any of you want to really understand how the supply and demand curve works, and when you price a product, again about $4 there, if you take that vertical left-hand axis at the $4 level, you can see that that particular price will create or will sell a quantity of 40 items. If the price comes down to $1, the quantity, sort of the demand elasticity goes up to 100. But then that's the demand, price demand aspect of it. There's also a supply aspect of it, that as the supply goes up, the price goes down, and that point at where it intersects is called the clearing price, which we'll be talking about in the pricing section, so that you can learn how to at least have a good grip on where you should price and how you should price your products. Just a bit of review here. We talked about this in the value chain and supply chain part. Our objective for you people is to become, you're probably not going to become the price makers unless maybe you're in the farmer's market niche, but you have to position yourself eventually so that you're not the price taker on the bottom and get out of that commodity trap. And differentiation, you know, we talked about this too, the fact that if you're on the shelf with that stuff on the left-hand side, the consumer that's got lots of information and preferences and so on isn't going to be well served unless you have your differentiation. I just put that organic sign up there. The organic trend has been a wonderful one. It's still going. It's lost a little bit of steam over the last while, but it's got a very loyal. This is a good example. I was going to tell you about. Everybody heard of Windset Farms? Yeah, Windset Farms is a real success story in BC here, greenhouse vegetables, and their major customer is Costco. And they started off with Costco Canada, and they went to Costco and they said, hey, you know, what is it going to take, you know, for us to put a product in your store? And they did some selling on the company and the capabilities of the company, and as a value chain, they built a value chain right from scratch. And not only do they grow their own greenhouse vegetables, but they have people under contract all over the Lower Mainland to provide product also when their demand goes up. Okay? And they've got their packaging is unbelievable. The packaging surveys that have been done, they say contribute to about 20% of the sales at Costco are generated because of the way it's packaged. It's the Costco model, right? You got to buy 6 of them or 9 of them or whatever it is, but they've got these romantic classical music brand names on them, and people just keep coming back for them. And Windset just built a huge plant in Southern California, and I think it's open now, and they're servicing the Costco network across the U.S. A huge success story built on really finding out, you know, what it takes to satisfy, in that case, their customer, because their customer knew what the consumers wanted. The retailers are full bore into differentiating themselves. We talked about Loblaws. Those are all Loblaws brands. So they've got something for everybody. There's even the new T&T brand down there at 5 o'clock. They've got separate brands in Quebec. Fortino's is an Italian supermarket, specialty supermarket in southern Ontario, in Hamilton, Ontario, that they bought and have kept the thing sort of true to its form. So even at that level, they're doing a great job of differentiation. Now, this is the differentiation model. This slide shows the process that marketers go through to segregate the market, to segment various categories in the market, then to target a market segment that seems to make the most sense for your product at the time. And as we mentioned before, it won't be all of the various segments that are available. There'll just be a few of them. And then once that happens, you'll be ready to position your new product or your product improvement to really take advantage of changes that have to be made in price, although some of these 4 points may not need revision. But if it's a new product development, of course, you'll have to consider price points and why your pricing strategy is such, distribution, promotion, and product. The big trap on this is falling into the one-size-fits-all. When it comes to marketing your particular product, you won't have an edge in the marketplace or an edge over your competition until you go through the marketing differentiation process and customize your marketing plan for yourself. Now that we've covered the marketing distribution process, I'd like you to take a minute or two on your own and jot down some of the ways that you might differentiate your product. How could you improve your product so that you get the edge that you need in the marketplace?